I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Christmas isn't magic and it isn't an antidepressant. I've talked about my mental health quite a lot. I've mentioned it, we've done the whole anxiety thing. I'll put a card to the anxiety thing up there. But I've mentioned throughout the year that I also have depression. Yay. It's not that I have this tendency to downplay it, which is quite bad because a lot of the time I can't leave my house. And especially with cold urticaria and the face, I end up quite isolated over Christmas and winter in general. I can't really go out and do stuff as much, as freely. I went out with some friends a couple of days ago and I sat in a cold room and passed out, landed on them, flattened them, impromptu trustful. So much fun. Don't recommend to a friend. And when that sort of thing happens quite a lot, it can be quite daunting to continue to go outside and be social and not isolate myself. And then also when you have depression as well, depression and isolation are best friends. And then we come to Christmas. And the thing about Christmas is it's like everybody's designated happiness time for the year. It's like, I think it's the only time of year I can think of where it kind of revolves around happy and be joyful and be merry, and that's a lot of pressure for someone that is sad all of the time. And don't get me wrong, obviously depression is more than just being sad. Otherwise I would be, hello, I'm sad, rather than depressed. But that is kind of the premise. And we're expected, when at this time of year and there's all this pressure and all this stress, we've got gift giving, we've got food, we've got spending time with people, we've got all of the pressure that's not anybody's favourite thing anyway. And then we've got the added pressure of, oh, on top of all of this, we're not allowed to be stressed about it. And we're not allowed to be unhappy about it and sad and angsty. And then on top of all that pressure to be happy and host and have a Merry Christmas, we also are expected to sit in rooms with our family with no mental health repercussions. Oh man, that's a lot. Do you not think? And then, especially on top of that as well, I have the whole hearing loss thing going on, which is still isolating again. And who doesn't like that? So when you're, sat around the dinner table, unable to understand what people are saying, people kind of stop trying, they stop talking to you about stuff. Oh, no thank you. I would prefer my Christmas to be quiet without the expectation that I'm going to be happy and full of joy. So I think the pressure to be happy actually makes it worse. I can deal with being sad and depressed and unable to get up and do anything. Like, frequently my get up and go gets up and leaves without me. But then to be in a space where people are like, oh, you have to be happy, it's Christmas. What? No. That is not how that works. Maybe this Christmas we be extra nice and show some extra love to everyone that has mental health issues. Let's talk about it, because that would make things easier, right? Instead of having to guess, having to try and learn about stuff without the person involved, that's not really going to end well. Sorry to burst that bubble too. But I don't know what else to say really. Depression doesn't take a break over Christmas. I wish it would, but it doesn't. Try not to let the pressure stress you out, because it's fine. It's perfectly okay to be sad at Christmas. I think The happiness rules of Christmas, not good, don't like, not a fan. They don't work, they're pointless, they make it worse. Just try to relax, if only to relax to be sad. We're going to talk a little bit more about this in a future video, about loss and grieving at Christmas, and that kind of ties into this, because happiness isn't a given, and it's fine if it doesn't happen. It doesn't always happen to me, it might not always happen to you, so it's cool. I got breakfast. Breakfast is my favourite meal of the day, just FYI. What are we going to do for our depressed friends? We're going to be nice. That's the take-home message of this video. Holiday stress of spending money we don't have, having to skip people off of gift lists because you just don't have the money. Depressing. Spending money you don't have, depressing. Being in a room with family, depressing. Being isolated because you're allergic to cold and everyone wants to go outside, depressing. Depression? Depressing. I'm just so tired. There's the fatigue that my chronic illnesses bring me, and then there's the fatigue of being so depressed you just can't get out of bed and can't do anything. That is a very real thing that Christmas isn't going to fix. If anything, Christmas is going to make it worse, because, hello, you have to be happy. Yeah, sure. Funny. My favourite thing is drivers slowing down so they can stare at me more. I love it. I love it so much. Vlog outside, they said. It'd be fun, they said. So yeah, long story short, depressed AF. Christmas isn't going to fix it. And that's okay. It's fine. It happens. It's life. I'm excited for breakfast, because breakfast is delicious, especially when it's croissants, because they're the best. So with that being said, Merry Christmas, Merry Vlogmas. Don't forget to like this video, as always. Drop a comment in with any tips for surviving the holiday season when you are depressed AF. Subscribe to my channel for more Vlogmas videos, and ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. I think you know the spiel by now. Videos go up every Saturday at 6 PM. Maybe I don't know the spiel. You get it. See ya.